ones who work hard, don't need rest. No breaks when you're chasing success. You snooze, you lose, no redos. Only get one shot, there's no sequel. Have fun, love what you do. Live right, be your own individual. Stay sharp, play smart, this is your life. I don't know much, but I know you don't live twice. Don't waste it, yeah, don't waste it, yeah, don't waste it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Unsung Heroes. I'm your host, Chrissy Morales, and today I have a Wonder Woman with me. She is not only a mother of three, a volunteer, but also a healthcare navigator. It is my honor to introduce Nathaly Ozoria. Hi, Nathaly.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
You look beautiful. I love your shoes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, tell the audience what you do.
Well, currently I work at Center for Family Services. I am a healthcare navigator. I assist and educate the public in regards to the Affordable Healthcare Act. I assist them with the applications and give them information, and I go around to different places and communicate with the general community.
Where can people find that?
Well, they can go to centerffs.org/navigator, and you can find all of our information right on the page.
Great. And you said you've done volunteer stuff. Can you tell us more about where you volunteer?
Well, I like to volunteer all over my community. I tend to go either to churches or community centers like the Oceanside Community Center in Atlantic City. I also have volunteer as a CASA volunteer, which is a court-appointed special advocate.
And what do you do with that CASA?
With CASA, we advocate for children who are in the foster system, making sure that they get the best care.
Now, is there anything that's difficult about it that, you know?
It's been tricky because you have to deal with a lot of different people, and just navigating the system, it's something new for me.
What keeps you going when you hit that stump?
I think that for me, my goal primarily is just to help someone else out. So just, a step back is just like, okay, I have to just find another way to get what I'm looking for.
Right. And you said you volunteered at Oceanside. What's that?
At Oceanside Family Success Center, they have a lot of different classes and workshops and activities that they do for the family. So I tend to go in and either participate or help with doing workshops like financial literacy. We have done that before, cooking classes, and just different activities, things for Easter, for Christmas, and things like that involve the community.
That's great. And what would you say is the most fun part about volunteering?
Just enjoying people's smile and just seeing that people are able to have a good time, but at the same time get resources that can help them in their everyday lives.
Right. Now, has there been a time where it's been difficult to get to volunteer?
Well, for me, it's always difficult. I have to make time. I do have 3 kids, so they also have their own activities. So making time for everything can get a little hectic and stressful, but in the end, I think the end result, it's being able to have that connection with my community, being able to help out and give something of myself.
And we were talking earlier, and you said that you're planning on starting your own nonprofit. Can you tell them about that? Because that's so exciting, and it's really interesting.
It's a preliminary thing that I've been wanting to do. Right now, we are starting a immigration assistance program, which we're basically going to be assisting people do applications to get their citizenship or to renew their green card status. That way, hopefully, we can get more people to vote later on in the years coming, but also give them that pride of having that citizenship and being able to participate in the whole, process here in America.
Now, are you doing this by yourself, or do you have help with this?
No, this is something that we are about to launch, that we're hoping we can use this program to move on to being a nonprofit later on. I have a good friend of mine, Mario Fuentes, is going to be helping us out. Okay. We have the Local 54 Union helping us with office space. Felix Perez is going to be helping get people to come in and getting through the community so everyone can get this resource in their hand and know about it, because it can be a little hard for people to get that information, especially when you have a language barrier, such as, if you don't know how to speak English and things like that.
So this is going to be a bilingual program?
Well, I think each and every person who is helping us out right now is bilingual.
Okay.
So, but we hope to, it's going to be open to anyone. So
Okay,
we
that's
hope to
nice.
just have something general that people can use us. It is by appointments. It's going to be very limited, but we hope to start this and move on to being able to offer more programs, and hopefully one day we can do the nonprofit that I am dreaming of.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
And what would you call your nonprofit?
I have no idea at this time. I mean, if you have an idea, just let me know, because right now this is literally just the start of it.
Okay, awesome. Well,
So.
it seems very interesting, and I'm thinking that it's going to help out a lot of people, especially since that's been like a necessity within not only, the community you're working for, but a lot of communities.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something that you would think that would help others as well? Maybe that's something that, what do you think that you can be doing?
Well, I hope to do a lot of different things. This is, like I said, this is just one of the programs that I am interested in helping out with. And this right now, there is a significant need in being able to get these applications processed. I mean, there's people out there that are being charged $500 just to get an application filled out, which is
wow.
ridiculous. I mean, the application itself does cost $500 to like $800, but that's the processing fee. But imagine that on top of another $500. It's just something that is ridiculous for someone to afford. I hope to just basically empower people, and not only empower them, but just to be able to help them and be a resource for them, be a voice, even so if they don't even know the language. Because from my point of view, I just see people come in and there's all these resources in our area, yet they don't know about it. So I want to be that place where people can say, hey, I'm looking for this, and I'm able to direct them and tell them where to go, or even help them myself if I can. That's my purpose.
Is this something you see yourself doing long term, or?
Definitely. I've been doing nonprofits since I was 14. My
Oh, wow.
first job was in nonprofits.
What did you do?
I helped the elderly. I was a helper.
Okay.
That's what they called it. But basically, we would go and take care of the elderly, help them with going grocery shopping, whatever it
That's
is that they
really
needed
nice.
to do. That was my first job. And then from there, I went to South Jersey AIDS Alliance, working with people affected with HIV and AIDS, and
wow.
helping to prevent the spread of the disease. So
Right.
all these things for me, like they're different organizations, but all these things for me are all within the spectrum of my community, things that they need and things that they are requiring to help themselves.
Right. And what would you say was the most difficult part of working, especially volunteering in the South Jersey AIDS Alliance?
Well, I didn't volunteer at South Jersey AIDS Alliance. I actually worked with them for 2.5 years.
You worked with them? Wow.
Yes.
Okay. How was that? How was your experience?
That was actually pretty great in the sense that I learned a lot. And I learned how big of a need that was in our area, and it is right now. I mean, it's something that it was overwhelming at one point. So I ended up stopping working for a little while because I just needed a break from social work. Okay. But I went right back into it a few years later.
What was it that made you stop? Because I know a lot of people get to that point in their lives where they're like, I need a break. And what was that point for you?
When you work in the type of work that I do, which is social services, you can get overwhelmed. There is a lot of stuff going out there that we don't tend to see sometimes. Sometimes if we're just working and moving back and forth and we're dealing with our daily lives, we don't notice, like, hey, there's someone out there dealing with drug abuse, or someone there dealing with domestic violence, there's someone there who doesn't even have food to eat. So these issues, I mean, when you absorb all these things, it can definitely take a hit on you and your self-being.
And you said that, I know this is like such a touchy subject, but what was it that winded up making you go back? What drove you to go back, especially after, such a big stump?
For me, like I said, my mission, I know I have a goal, you could say, not necessarily a goal, I think it's my purpose.
Okay.
Literally, it is my purpose. My purpose is to help others in any way that I can. Right. It can be as simple as I'm going to just feed someone or give them a bag, or give them a clothes or something. But my purpose is literally to help people become better. Because if we don't help ourselves, if we don't start from the bottom up, I mean, what's going to happen later? These people are just going to be there and they're not going to do anything. It's not going to contribute to what we're trying to achieve, which is a better society.
Right. And how do you balance all these things out with, having your kids, your work, your volunteer? I mean, you're definitely what the modern day Wonder Woman or Superwoman. I mean, don't you guys agree? Right? How do you balance this, Nathaly?
I have no idea. I can tell you that my iPhone calendar keeps me updated, and it dings all the time on things that I have to do. I had times where I had to take a break from things and just pull back, but it's just, getting up in the morning and just taking it 1 hour at a time, basically.
Right. And your kids and your family, they motivate you too, or?
My kids are the ones that get up at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning and they say, where are we going today? What are we doing? Because they're ready to go explore, go to an activity, go to a community center, do something, or just go to work with me if I let them that day.
That's wonderful. You're truly a motivation to everybody out there. I think that's wonderful. So what would you say, is like your next steps?
Well, my next step right now is focusing on a little bit on myself, I would say, just doing more things with my children at home, because sometimes you do have to give them a little extra time, that personal time, and also just myself, because I want to be more educated. I do want to go back to school and get my master's and things like that. I want to be able to educate myself more so I can help others.
And where would you see yourself going with your master's? What do you want to do?
I don't know yet. It probably will be social work, a master's in social work, but there's other options out there.
Yeah, there is. There's tons, I'm sure. Now, where do you see yourself going with your kids and your family?
I hope that I see them more happy. To me, it's not necessarily about what I have, but more of how I'm feeling and how are things flowing in our family. If everything seems harmonious and everyone's enjoying themselves and we're all learning and communicating, I think that's where I see us going. I just want us to grow and them to be happy, well-adjusted kids.
Well, thank you, Nathaly. Coming up, we'll find out what makes Nathaly an unsung hero. Hey guys, this is Chrissy Morales here, the producer and host of Unsung Heroes, and I'm looking for someone like you to be on my show. If you think you have what it takes to be an unsung hero, email me at tvunsungheroes@gmail.com. Welcome back to Unsung Heroes. I'm your host, Chrissy Morales, and I'm here with Nathaly. Hey, Nathaly.
Hi, how's everyone?
So today we've been waiting to hear, what is it that makes you an unsung hero?
I was thinking about it, and I think the fact that I actually care about people and I actually care to help them and help them be better in the littlest ways possible. I think that's the main thing for me. I mean, I wouldn't use such a big word, but for me, I think that's my goal and that's my purpose. I need to be able to help my community and help others. Now, not necessarily for me, but just because I want to see the whole community better as a whole. And for the future of my kids, I want everything to be as best as I can get it, because I'm the one that has to make it possible.
Right. And I think that all the things that you do alone, make you an unsung hero. Don't you guys agree that Nathaly is Wonder Woman? Because I do. Now, this is a tricky question, but I'm going to ask you this. Who is your hero?
See, these are hard questions to answer. I mean, I think I had a lot of positive and good people in my life. I would say the main person that was always a great influence to me was my grandfather. His name was Julian Gomez, and he was one of my biggest influence. He was an honest person, and I think he passed all those things on to his daughter, Valentina Cabrera, and she's my mother. And they would be like the main people for me. They are the ones that set that base. But I have a lot that I can mention. I mean, I have my aunts and uncles that each one of them in their own little way has given me something to aspire to and be happy to have within my family.
Is there something from your childhood that you can remember that, kind of led you to become this, awesome person?
Oh my gosh. I think that my mom has always been the type of person to take charge, and has always been the type of person to take care of others. She is the oldest of 8. So every time she would collect things from her friends or whoever she can get them from and put them all together in a box and send it to her family, or just to see a sale and just say, hey, I'm going to grab as many things as I can and pass it on to others, not just our family like in Dominican Republic, but to neighbors in that same neighborhood that, needed small things, but she would take that time to actually help them in as much as she could with the little bit of money that she had. I mean, she only had one job, so.
Oh, and she had, how many brothers and sisters did you have? You have a lot, or?
Myself, I have 2 younger brothers. Okay. I am the oldest. My mother she has 4 brothers and 3 sisters. So
oh, wow.
She has
so you guys are kind of a big family, but, you always gave.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in my family. I mean, we're spread out throughout different countries, different states. But we all stay connected one way or another.
And what would you say you can say to the young people out there, especially, ones that are trying to do what you're doing?
I think the first thing you need to do is just take one thing at a time. You need to be able to not necessarily jump from thing to thing, but try to focus on that main goal. And if you do little things here and there that are able to work together and create that vision that you have in your head. But take your time with it. You don't want to rush through things. I know that when I was younger, I was very, very going. And I've noticed that slowing down a bit sometimes actually helps. So
I hear that.
Take that time. Yeah,
it seems like life just zooms by.
Yes, I'm an old woman now, so it's like I don't know when this happened.
You're not. Oh, stop. She's not old.
I still feel 15, but I'm like, I'm 32, but I feel like 50 in my head.
Oh, well, with all this stuff you do, I mean, that's kind of, does that wear you out?
It can wear you out, but at the same time, I feel that positive energy attracts more energy. So to me, it's like, okay, I'm excited, I'm motivated, I'm nervous, stressed out about it, but it makes me want to do it and just want to keep going and doing things. And also, I mean, it's good exercise to be running around.
I know, and you run around all the time.
Yeah.
She's up and down, guys, I'm telling you, all the time. So what's coming up next for you?
I think that next I want to focus a little bit on myself, in my family, and I want to be able to educate myself more and grow, and perhaps getting my master's, doing other jobs in the community that are going to be able to help others and assist.
And you have this big project coming up that you're doing with your friends?
I definitely have my hands full on the immigration assistance program that we're hoping to get off the ground and use it as a platform for our nonprofit later on. This is something that it's very simple in the stages, but it's something that I think will be able to help a good number of people. We have at least 25 people that we're going to start working with.
That's awesome.
It's a small pocket, but at the same time, it's like a little bit much, but I think we'll be able to do it. I mean, we have a few people that are going to be doing this with me along, and it's really going to help out in the community.
And I'm sure you're going to be able to help so many people. It's just going to be such a fantastic thing. Nathaly is truly Wonder Woman. Guys, can we give her a round of applause? And on behalf of Unsung Heroes and I Am News, I have a surprise for you.
Oh my God.
Okay, close your eyes.
No.
Nathaly, I here honor you an unsung hero.
Oh my gosh. Very nice.
And
I don't do surprises. This is not, oh my God.
Nathaly, thank you so much for being on my show today. You truly are an inspiration to everyone out there. Guys, like her on Facebook. I mean, soon she'll be having a public profile. She doesn't want everybody, stalking her, so when she has it up, she'll let you guys know. Nathaly, thank you so much for being an Unsung Hero.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
And to keep it a tradition, guess what I got? I got a selfie stick, y'all.
Please don't.
I got a selfie stick. Let's take selfies.